What's up, family? It's Caden with Urban Finance. I saw this article today about a judge denying DMX's fiance, Desiree Lindstrom, common law wife. And I just wanted to talk about it for a second because it really, really took me back. And I'm going to say some harsh things potentially, and not about DMX, may he rest in peace. But, you know, as a man, I think one of the failures that we can have personally is passing on and not leaving things in a proper standing for our family. And I think one of the easiest way as men in order to leave things in a proper way for our family is to ensure that we either have a will or trust. Because when you die, when you pass on, one of the worst things you can do for your family is make them fight over your estate. And this is what I feel like is going to be happening here. And so I saw this post on social media and I was like, this is so sad because not only did DMX go on, but now his family has to fight and cause confusion with his estate. And, oh, hey, love, how you doing? Good to see you. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comment section. I'll either respond to them. If you want to react to this post as well, feel free to react to it in the comment section. But yeah, I just thought this was crazy and worth talking about. And so it says, and this is just a Facebook post. I'll go to a news article after. And this post says, "Hey, little guy, how you doing? Come here. Let me grab my baby." You want to do this video? Yes. You want to do this video with me? Yeah. This is all. This is what it's all about: your children, and family, and wives. And so,
You crashing live.
yeah. My family crashing my live stream, but that is a-okay. That is a-okay. And so the article and first the Facebook post says a judge denies DMX's fiance Desiree Lindstrom common law wife filing as his family's petition to get a hold of his estate. She will get nothing after standing beside him 8+ years. And I don't know if that's true or not, if she will get nothing or not, but that would be actually crazy to me if the woman that was with him for all of this time, who he does have a child together with, gets nothing in his estate. And I'm not saying I know how much his estate is. Maybe I have an idea a little. And it says DMX did not have a will, and his next and final album will be coming soon. And so I guess that portion is that there are even more things to potentially fight about for his family to fuss about because he has children from another marriage as well. And so I thought that was really interesting. Here we have another article about it. And the article reads, "It's been 2 months since we lost the legend Earl Simmons, aka DMX. As the world continues to mourn, his family is still trying to sort out his estate and finances." And so one of the easiest things I think DMX could have done is create a will for his family so his wife, his current, I guess, fiance and his family wouldn't have to fight over the estate. And I guess another thing for that is for women, and this is not against the woman at all, but just being in a relationship with someone for 8+ years and then having really no claim to what they have. And so in terms of assets, Laverne said, "My family is beautiful." Thank you, love.
Thank you.
And if you're watching this, feel free to hit the like button on YouTube or Facebook or wherever you are. And so I think that's one of the big things that really stood out for me is that she was with him for 8+ years, got denied common law marriage, and now she may not even be able to take care of his child the way that he probably would have wanted her to because of the situation of not having a will. And so I think, for you women out there, one of my friends commented on this post and said something along, and they say that, a marriage is just a piece of paper. And I guess this is one of the ways we can see it's not just a piece of paper, because we also had, I believe, Nipsey Hussle and even Chadwick Boseman and just a slew of Black men who died with no will, and maybe some of them weren't expected to die. Maybe some of them did know they were dying, but this is just one thing that to take care of your family as a man is one of the most important things, and making sure that your family have a will, or that you have a will, so you can dictate how things will be left for your family. Because DMX does have other children, we can see from this article, from his previous marriage, and maybe he wants to take care of those children as well, but now he has absolutely no say about it. And it says X's oldest children are trying to figure out how much their dad's estate is worth. His daughter Sasha Simpson and Jada Oden filed documents on May 10th. According to their findings, they say DMX's estate is worth less than $50,000, which will be crazy. I guess if his estate is worth less than $50,000, one of the crazy parts I would find about that is that he probably did not have not just a will, but life insurance, because your life insurance is, I guess, probably may not get considered in your estate, but probably we'll see if he actually had life insurance. And that's another big part of it, making sure that you have some type of life insurance to leave to your family. And if you don't have a will, and if you're not married to the man that you're with for 8+ years, you may not have any, I guess, say as it relates to what happens to that money. And especially if you're in a relationship with a man who have children from another woman, I think that plays a huge part as well. And this is not to say something like, oh, it's all about, if you're married to another man, or if you're just in a relationship with another man, because we live in a world where women are making money. The thing here is making sure that your family is taken care of after your passing. And none of us know when we're going to die. And so we need to, as my son jumps all over the place, none of us know when we're going to die. And so that's a difficult conversation to have sometimes. But even as a woman, if you're in a relationship with a man and you're not married, at the very least, make sure that he has a will. And I would even say that for a man, if you have children together, make sure that you have a will, so that your children and your children from your previous relationship know how your finances will be divvied up. And so I just wanted to get on here really quick to talk about this, because I'm just seeing more and more people pass on and their families are left fighting over their estate, and their, I guess, fiancé is left fighting with their baby mamas. And for me, all of that is just absolutely insane and crazy, and does not have to happen. All right. If you're watching this live stream, let me know, I guess, if you think that, and let me know if you actually have a will. And I will be honest and say, my wife and I, a few months ago, started the process of doing not a will, but our estate plan for our trust. And we end up not finishing our trust. And your will is usually part of your trust as well, as a document that's included in your trust. And we actually did not finish our planning for that. And for me, this is a reminder. And one of the reasons we didn't finish the trust is the lawyer that was doing the trust for us. We end up not wanting to go with him anymore over, in all transparency, the way he was answering some questions. We really didn't like it. The way he was explaining stuff, we didn't like it. And so even though we did all of the documentations for our trust, we end up not going through the process because of that. And one of the things we said is that, until we find a lawyer that we really feel comfortable creating our trust with, we'll do a will in the short run. And so, that's just my thoughts. One of the best things you can do for your family, if it's the only thing you get out of the video, one of the things you can do for your family is take the time to do the will. And because I think DMX and Laverne says, what's the benefit of having a trust? And so I'm not going to go into detail here, but one of the main, your will takes in effect after you pass away. And so after you pass, your will may say, 50% goes to my 2 children from this previous relationship, and the other 50% goes to 25 to my fiance in this case, and the other 25 to the son that I have. That's how a will kind of acts. It takes effect after you've passed on, in distributing your estate. The trust, on the other hand, you can have a living trust that you can have specifications for even while you're still alive for how you want to handle your estate. The trust also, after you put your stuff in a trust, if it is a closed trust, I don't think that's the exact right title, then people might not be able to sue you, and I guess jump into reserve money that you may have for your children. And so a trust usually protects you from being sued in certain situations as well. And so I would say a will, it's not a bad place to start. I do think the trust ultimately, especially if you have hundreds of thousands of dollars that you're leaving to your family, if you have a home you're leaving to your family and things of that nature, I do think the trust is the better way to go. But until you're ready to do a trust, I do think a will is a good thing. The other thing about the trust goes directly to your family or whoever you have as the executor of the trust, so your family can immediately start using your assets. But if you have a will, your will usually goes through probate. And so it may take your family a year, 6 months, 2 years before they can even access your assets. And so that's another big difference. With the will, your assets may still go through a judge to make decisions on your behalf. But with a trust, you're making those decisions while you're alive, and making those decisions for your family while you're alive, and not leaving it for a judge to kind of determine how to split up your assets, or how to further break down your assets if there isn't additional clarity in your will and things of that nature. Because a will is a very simple document. And, I'm not an estate attorney, so I don't want to get into more details than that. But that's a simple explanation. I think a trust is a good place. A will is a good place to start, but a trust is what you would eventually want to move into. All right, so I will end this live stream now. I just wanted to take some time to talk about this because I do believe this is one of the most essential things when planning for your family. Don't leave your family in a position where they are fighting while grieving for you about what to do with your finances. All right, family, I hope you found this informative. Like I always say, go ahead and hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm. And if you're on Facebook, hit it for the Facebook algorithm. Have a blessed day. May God continue to bless you, and just blessings on your family. Thank you, Carolee, for the good advice, and greetings to you too, beautiful heart. Y'all have a blessed day.